You're watching Comcast High School Sports on Demand, powered by MaxPreps.com. I'm Cynthia Nickerson. Rebecca LaSalle's goal is to go higher. She's a pole vaulter, and a pretty good one. She holds the Klein Oaks record at just over 11 feet. But Rebecca has a higher goal in sight.
Probably 12 feet. That's my main goal this year, for sure, because I know I can reach it, and I just have to keep working and getting to it.
It took a lot of work for Rebecca to get to this point. Rebecca has tried several sports before pole vaulting became her sport of choice.
Well, she was a multiple sport athlete when she was in middle school, and she ran track and did volleyball, basketball, swimming. And so when she was in 7th grade, a man by the name of Coach Lenny, we call him Coach Lenny, he saw her running. She was long jumping, and there's a lot of similarity between long jumping and pole vaulting with having to hit a certain mark in order to take off from. And he saw her, she saw the speed she had going into the pit, into the long jump, and he said, you know, you'd probably be a pole vaulter. You got the upper body strength for it, and you got the speed for it. And so he asked her to come out and try one day, and she showed up and went up on that pole the first time and came home and told her dad. She said, "Dad, I want a pole vault."
He just told me to go out and try it, and I ended up winning district and setting a record, and then I came out my 8th grade year setting a record as well, and then freshman year I came out and made varsity, so I was like, I really like it, and I happen to be good at it, so I just kept going, and it ended up being what I stuck with.
But it hasn't been all smooth sailing.
In I guess it was the summer after my sophomore year, I'd had a pretty rough year and I wasn't doing very well. My dad decided to take me up to San Antonio. It's actually St. Hedwig. It's a city outside of San Antonio. And we train with Elite Sports. It's a club up there. And we just started training with them, and I just continued to get better and better. And it's actually on a longer run, and I just learned a lot of the technique I didn't know before. So my height went from 9'8" to 11 foot that season.
I knew she had it in her. It was whether or not she could get the skill set put together, because of all the sports that I've looked at for individuals, this one probably has more different skill sets for different things that you have to be able to do. Just to run, if you're a long jumper, you just got to run and then launch yourself off, and then there's all these other things you got to do on the pole and on the top of the pole, and how you release and push the pole away. So there's lots of things to think about, and so it's real hard mentally on them to be able to go through that whole process and be able to get every aspect of the jump put together and be able to do it in the time it takes for the jump to take place. And so when she got to 10, I knew she was starting to see she was starting to get the muscle memory necessary and the feel and the confidence to be able to do better.
That intense training really paid off, and it also allowed Rebecca to spend more time with her dad, who works in law enforcement.
He's not home as much as we would love him to be. I know when I was younger, he worked nights a lot. He worked a lot of nights, and we didn't get to see him very much, but my mom was at home with us, and that's why he worked a lot. And my mom's home with us, and she took care of us mostly, but that was probably the hardest part, is not getting to see my dad as much as we wanted to when we were younger. But he works day shift now, so we do get to see him more, and he's involved in sports and all that kind of stuff. So as we've gotten older, I guess we've gotten closer, and it's easier now, but before we just didn't get to see him as much.
I have an older daughter that I wasn't around when she went through adolescence, and so I realized then how much I had missed, and so I made sure that my son played select soccer, and then they decided to do whatever they wanted to do. I was going to be a part of it. And so it makes it a little hard now, because even though I'm day shift and I have a normal work week, I have to work overtime and extra jobs to be able to pay for things. And so there's still times it puts us under pressure, like I have to go to work tonight after all this all day long. So it's going to be a long day and a long night, but still, the commitment to what I'm doing was to work and being the best at what I was doing there. And now it's work as a means to be a part of my kid's life instead.
I mean, we drive up to San Antonio for a lot of training and stuff like that, and it's about 3.5-hour drive. We usually do about 2 times a week, so I mean, it's a lot of devotion to us, and the same with my little sister. I mean, he just puts a lot in, and he does everything he can to make sure we get the best out of it.
So now the focus is finishing up her last season at Klein Oaks, hopefully on a high note, 12 feet high.
I try to keep like a clear mind, because if I overthink, you think about one thing with another, and you have a tendency to kind of misdo things, I guess. And so I just try to rely on my training, I guess, mostly. And in practice, I think about specific things and work on different things in the vault, especially the swing. But in meets, I try to just keep an open mind and count and know what I have to do.
Rebecca is considering vaulting in college. She has options, though. She will graduate in the top 10% of her class.
Academically is where I'm looking the most at. I do want to vault in college, but I'm just not sure where yet. I got accepted to a few universities, Texas A&M University, University of Houston, Texas Tech, Texas State, and I got offers academically from University of Houston and Texas Tech. I'm waiting to hear back from A&M and Texas State, but I know I'm in the running for a few scholarships there. I graduated in the top 10% of my class, so academically I can get a lot done, and I'm hoping that with academics and athletics I can get a pretty decent scholarships.
So I know she wants to compete, and she don't want to just come out here just for fun and do it. She wants to be able to contribute to her school and her team, and so I want her to end up wherever it is she can blossom, she can continue to develop, but at the same time be competitive.
I'm Cynthia Nickerson. Thanks for watching Comcast High School Sports on Demand, powered by MaxPreps.com.